beers. Bloody
Beers.
On the piss.
That's it, guys. Welcome back to the Bloody Brilliant Beers podcast. I've absolutely fucked it. And we're brought to you by Bluebet, the True Blue Aussie betting company.
We are Bloody Brilliant Beers. We started off reviewing craft beers on Facebook. Now we bring you the conversations that you more than likely hear. The front bar at your local, and as always, we're coming to you from our local, the mighty Caxton Hotel.
That's it. Physically, we're here. Mentally, we're fucking ages away.
You can probably hear in our voices that we're hurting a little bit. It's been a bit of a big weekend. It's currently Monday, Arvo. We've both just been at work all day. But before we get stuck into the weekend, Josh, I think we should have some of our medicine.
Yeah, we need blokes down our throats.
We do.
To help
I've been
us
looking
get
forward
back
to
on
this
track.
all day, to be honest.
I have been too.
Like, it's one of the finer things in life when you can sit at the Caxton and have a bloke.
I imagine it's how I felt when I was a child sucking on mother's milk.
Yeah.
It's just nourishing, you know?
100%, yeah.
So it's good to go back to that time because it was a simpler time.
Shout out to Denon.
Yeah.
Thank you for producing this lovely mother's milk.
Yeah, thank you for producing mother's milk.
We love bloke beer, and if you want to get some blokes down your throat, go to blokeinthebar.com and enter your postcode into the store locator to find where you can get some.
That's what you can do. That's what you
have
can
a sip
do.
before we move forward.
Yeah, no, that's all good. So yeah, guys, we are sounding fucking terrible. There was a little bit of back and forth about whether we'd come in tonight.
Considered postponing to tomorrow, but
yeah, but then I think that would actually properly fuck Darcy's week. So,
yeah, it's nice to be raw and fresh. And
yeah, it is. I haven't been able to talk all day, so I've tried to be a mute.
Yeah.
Like
after
a mute
being
monk.
a mutant all weekend.
Yeah, I wasn't muting all weekend, but you know what? I'm glad I was.
Yeah,
it was great. We do move. Let's round it out. So
kicked off on Friday.
I came hot and heavy from Redbank Plains to Darcy's place. Lovely shower.
Yep.
Great shower. Had a sour in the shower, actually.
Shower sour.
Shout out to Your Mates Brewing.
Yep.
For the watermelon sour. It was delicious. Pounded that down, and on our way to the airport, had a lovely little 6 o'clock flight down.
6 p.m. Friday night.
Didn't realise Jetstar didn't have any in-flight entertainment.
Oh, I did, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really a frequent flyer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I played a lot of Candy Crush on the plane down.
Mate, I have a bone to pick with the two people who sat in front of us on the flight. We were pretty far back.
Row 29.
Row 29. Not much space on the old Jetstar flight. Going to Melbourne from Brisbane, which is about 2 hours, I think it was.
Yeah.
I'm of the belief if you're in an economy domestic flight, especially one that is only 2 hours, you do not need to recline your seat.
No, you don't.
I almost think if you're fucking going to Europe, you don't need to recline your seat. Like, understand it's more comfortable to sleep, but like, I honestly believe the extra like feeling, the benefit of going back far outweighs the inconvenience to the person behind you.
Yeah.
Because we would have been no more than 11 minutes into our flight to Melbourne.
I was going to say, like, you know how when you take off, they say, you know, seats upright, window shutters up, all that sort of shit. Well, this fuckwit, both fuckwits in front of us just threw that out the door. And they also had pre-planned meals.
Yeah, what was that about?
Which was a pie and a sausage roll and then something else. And they were complaining when it wasn't ready.
And then we didn't even get a fucking beer.
Yeah, we didn't. We were so keen for a beer on the way down. And I think because of the whole pie sausage roll debacle with them and how they hadn't placed their orders correctly, because I did pause my music to hear what Karen in front of me had to say. Yeah, it completely fucked us.
We literally were in like the last 5 rows and none of us just got served. We didn't even get a water or anything. No. Ridiculous.
If I'm being completely honest, I think we were two of the thirstiest men in Melbourne that night.
Like, if you've never watched any of our clips on Instagram or YouTube or anything, Klutzy's quite a big boy and there was not much room. And these seats fucking came back. I nearly just put the chick in a rear naked chokehold.
Her hair actually, I don't know if you saw, but her hair came through the slit. And I genuinely, because like I'd had a average week at work as well, just fucking hated it. And I was like, I'm in the mindset now to just go, oh, you can't. Yeah. And just fucking pull it.
What would you do if someone did that to you on a flight? What?
Dude, I'd be like, this cunt's a psycho and I probably should do what they say.
I have way too much head noise.
But it brings up another thing: aeroplane etiquette.
Yeah.
Where is it? It's gone.
I have too much head noise to ever recline a chair. There you go.
Yeah,
Like,
I never
would
do
never
it.
do it.
I never do it.
No.
I can't do it.
It's never as satisfying as you'd think. Like, you get to go back, 10 degrees. Like, oh, there we go.
On
Beautiful.
the flip side, on the flight home, I thought this was a lovely gesture. The lady in front of me didn't recline or anything, but she wanted to put her shutter down.
Yeah.
She looked behind and asked me if it was okay to do that. And I was like, you know what? It is. That is so play on. Thank you for being such a lovely person.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was terrible. I just remembered as well.
The only interaction I had on the flight home was when I dropped my AirPods case because there was no fucking like there was no like pocket in the chair in front of us. I was like, what do I do with my shit? Yeah. I dropped my AirPods, and they went like in between me and the lady next to me, and then we both went to reach for them at the same time and actually headbutted. And I was just like, oh my God. And I couldn't speak because I was so fucked.
It was so funny.
So awkward anyway.
Fuck. But yeah, I actually just remembered before we got on the flight. Now, last time we had a flight down to Sydney, we spoke about the prices of things. We also almost stitched ourselves up.
Yeah.
We thought we got there with plenty of time.
Yeah.
They just called an early board.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was the right time.
Yeah, I don't know.
We just fucked it. But we both got loaded fries each and a schooner of ginger beer each. And
62.
Yeah, $62 for 2 loaded fries and 2 schooners.
That's
and they were pretty good fries, to be fair.
They came
it was like
out
pulled pork and shit, but they came out as people were boarding.
Yeah.
And Darcy hoofed his down quicker than me.
Yeah, I've put them away.
There was a land speed record set for fastest time to consume a loaded fries in the Brisbane airport on the weekend. And it was impressive.
It was.
But
it's insane.
What was more impressive was how quickly we got the phones out and got the rugby league on as soon as we touched down on the tarmac.
Yep.
Because when we flew, we actually missed the first half of the Broncos
game, yeah.
Which is fucked. Like, we stitched ourselves up there. Broncos, if you don't know, are my second team because I am a Brisbane boy, but I go for Melbourne because I've been there.
Not the Finns.
And, Finns are a close third now. We'll get to that. But shout out to the Broncos for pulling off one of the greatest victories of all time. It was spectacular, but got to Melbourne, completely forgot that it is one of the
fucking
weirdest
cold.
weather. Yeah, but I didn't feel too bad.
Yeah, right.
But as soon as they opened the doors to get out, I was like, fuck, that is
I
a
had
breath
jeans
of
on
fresh
and
air.
I had my jumper in my bag, but Clutzy didn't bring any warm clothes at all. Which didn't end up matter because you don't really feel the cold if you had 1,000 beers, which was the case.
Yeah,
by the time
which
it
was
got
the
cold on
case.
Saturday.
Friday, we went to check in. There's a bit of a miscommunication with the night manager. The reception said it was open till 11 p.m. We got there at like 9:45.
Definitely not open.
Definitely not open. Called her. She was rocked.
Yeah.
But
we got in.
We got in. She eventually. Shout out to Jimmy from Budgie, one of the great men.
Shout out to everyone from Budgie.
Shout out to everyone from Budgie. Not an ad, but fucking best cunts.
We obviously went down to Melbourne with Budgie Smuggler to go to the Super Round for the Super Rugby on Saturday.
Yeah.
They had Budgie Beach set up.
Yeah.
And it was pretty elite.
It was awesome. You know, Super Round doesn't get as many people as what Magic Round does, but you can still feel the electric atmosphere.
Yeah, 100%.
And the brand of footy was actually awesome that we got to see as well. Some very exciting games. There was the quickest try in Super Rugby history.
Yep.
9 seconds.
Unbelievable stuff.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But also, circling back to the Friday night again, we went for a little wander to find a pub. The bar staff there were so funny.
Yeah.
It was a big vibe. There was this blind bloke in front of us when we first got there. And
It's pretty dead, this bar.
yeah, I think there was, before we walked in, I reckon there was 6 other people in there.
Yeah.
And then there was like 12 bar staff.
Yeah.
But these 2 dudes were just like rocking out to some R&B and some rap music. And this fella just turns around and goes, obviously these 2 cunts are having a very important conversation and we don't mean shit to them.
3 of us standing at the bar not getting served while 2 dudes choose a song on Spotify for the rest of the pub.
But shout out to Igor. His name was Igor.
Yeah.
He was pretty cool.
He was cool.
Got a free pint because he poured a shit beer.
Yeah.
One of the other dudes just like roasted him for how he poured the head on the beer, and he's like, sorry, bro, I'll give you a free one for that. Like, I can't do that. I was like, oh, no. He goes, yeah, no, I don't fucking care.
Not my pub.
So that was great. But yeah.
Saturday was a big day.
Saturday was huge.
Got up pretty early. We didn't have a massive night on Friday night.
No, we were very respectable because we knew that game day was the next day.
Yeah.
A lot of coffees consumed at that. Usually I just get one coffee and that's me. I think we had 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Had some delicious pastries.
Yeah.
That was awesome. And then
Great start of the day. Walked down and saw the Shane Warne mural.
that was actually
A wig out.
how we had this. We didn't realise that it had been a year since Shane Keith left us.
It's flown by.
I was explaining this to my missus last night. When we went for that walk and we were coming back, it was after midnight. That's a long stretch of road. We were just up from Fox Sports and like Fox AFL, which is pretty cool. And it's a long walk. And for some reason, when we were on the way back, it was after midnight.
Yeah, we didn't notice it on the way down.
We didn't notice it on the way down, but it was the only stretch of wall that we looked at on the way back. And we were like, oh, look, it's a Shane Warne like mural.
And the next morning we realised that it was 1 year since he passed.
We were like,
holy shit, we saw that sign at midnight last night.
We were like, was that him sort of
getting
like
around us for the weekend?
Us? Yeah, giving us a little bit of Melbourne energy.
Yeah.
Like
we had a lot of Melbourne energy on Saturday.
Did. Got with the budgie people and we just ripped in. Ripped in, we did.
Yeah.
Quick shout out to Blair, Bailey and Loza from Victoria.
Dude, how weird was it when we were walking into the ground?
Yes.
We were talking about the podcast with obviously 3 frothies who had won the competition and were coming with us. And we just started talking about, I can't remember how it came up, but I think
we were saying, Loza was saying how, because Blair hasn't been listening for too long, but Loza's been one of the sort of OGs. And she was saying how it's funny listening to all the calls now because there's so many new people coming into it.
Yeah.
Where it used to be the same
like
people.
3 people, yeah.
Yeah, it used to be Loza, the Bundy dribbler, and MILF Hunter. Bootstrap.
Yeah.
And so all these people, and Fireball Frizz, sorry.
Yeah.
All these people used to call in. But now it's so different. And she's like, how good's the fucking oceanographer?
Yeah.
And we were just going about how good he is. And then Bailey just goes, cheers, guys.
Yeah.
What? He goes, I'm the oceanographer.
Everyone's like, what the fuck?
We were like, what the fuck? Oh my God, it's
fucking serious?
Yeah, it was so sick.
So sick.
We were trying to like put to it. Like, we were thinking, we were like, fuck, he sounds like a little bit different at the moment. But once he got into his work, we're like, that's the oceanographer. Also, builds boats.
Yeah.
There's something in that.
There is something in that. That's why he calls himself the oceanographer.
Yeah. Boats are in the ocean.
Exactly.
So, there we go.
You could say he's one of the smartest men because he builds something or something that we don't know anything about.
Yeah. He is possibly the smartest man in Melbourne. Yeah, I say the world.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, it was awesome. I finally got to Melbourne and
to Amy Park.
Yeah, the home of the Storm. Now that whole I'd never realised that everything is so close together. That
Rod Laver,
so sick.
Yeah.
Imagine going to like an Arvo AFL game and then smacking over to the league.
Yep. Unbelievable.
And then possibly being able to go back to another AFL game.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
So good. Really ripped in, really got into our work there. Filmed some stuff with Budgie, which we've just found out wasn't properly recorded. So
shout out to Jess West.
Shout out to Jess West, the OG.
Apparently she forgot to plug the mic in to the camera. So
now you thought we had head noise.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Jess West
she will
for head noise.
She will have head noise for sure.
Yeah, so yeah, that's fucked.
But the actual footy was sick. We're on Budgie Beach. Caught up with Drew Mitchell.
Yeah, our best mate Drew came over during the Waratahs game for to say g'day. So it was good to see him.
The War Choppy Floppy.
War Choppy Floppy, yeah. Great to see Oscar again.
Zach.
That was going to say that was my favourite surprise of the weekend, I reckon. Seeing Zach from down in Canberra, he came 3rd in the rig comp and he's one of the greatest blokes.
He also has a burger review page called All About Burgers.
All About Burgers.
Get around him. Clutzy did a feature, I think.
I did a review of the chicken schnitty burger at the ground. And I was really hungry, so to me it was not bad, but upon reflection, it was pretty shit.
Compared to some of the stuff.
Because it would have been there for ages. Like when I bit into the bun, it crunched. Yeah. So that's how long it had been there for. Don't think I got food poisoning. Can't really tell because of the amount of piss that we drunk responsibly on the weekend.
Dude, I can't believe I had a bit of a cold. Still kind of do.
Yeah.
But on Friday, you know when you like feel it coming on and you're like a bit run down and you're like, the last thing I need to do here is blow myself up at the pub because I'm just going to wake up so crook.
Yeah.
I was fully prepared this morning just to be like deathly sick.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to not enjoy myself in Melbourne. Yeah, like I'll just deal with the sickness. I think I cured it.
Yeah.
Piss cured it.
Do you know, and we had this conversation.
Bloke cured it.
We were talking, we were like, when I've been sick in the past, I've just gone and literally got a couple of blokes down my throat. Now, I'm not saying that it is a proven medical.
No.
We're
not doctors.
We're not doctors.
We are experts of getting blokes down our throats, though.
We are. And after I told Darcy that this is what I usually do, he's like, oh, shit. Dude, I think this has worked.
Yeah.
So that was pretty sick. But going
we're
back to
not saying try it, but we're not saying don't try it either.
Yeah, this is not medical advice. So if it doesn't work for you, fuck off.
Yeah, kindly
fuck off. But going back to your sickness, one of the funniest things waking up on Saturday morning, like, how was your sleep? I was like, great.
Oh, I forgot about this. Yeah.
I'm like, what about you, bro? He goes, oh, mate.
I was so tired too. Like, I was up early and then it was a long day for us. We didn't have heaps of beers. But like we would have gone to bed at 1 a.m. after I got up at 5:30 and like had a flight and shit in there, worked all day. So I was knackered and I went to go to sleep, grabbed my Codral Cold and Flu, which I brought down, jammed 2 of them down, go to sleep. Like 20 minutes later, I'm just staring at the ceiling, wide awake, like why isn't this working? And then I'm like, oh my God, and I checked and I'd taken the daytime Cold and Flu, not the nighttime. As I was going to bed. So I just had the worst night's sleep ever.
Plus, apparently I was snoring my head off, so that wouldn't have helped.
No. You were snoring almost instantly as well.
Yeah.
Like, night. Fucked. I can't believe
I was pretty tired.
Like that.
Yeah. See, I never knew I was fast to fall asleep.
Yeah.
And like, quick. I've always said to Caitlin, nah, like I'm not fast at falling asleep. But apparently I am.
You know when you
which is good.
I don't know if this happens to you. I used to be a really bad sleeper, but when I like get to the stage where I can't get to sleep and then I'm in my own head and I'm like, I need to get to sleep because I've got to be up at X time and I'm going to feel like shit. And then you get like more in your head that you can't get. That was happening to me on Friday. Oh, no. And I was like, in my head, I was like, I need to get to sleep before Clutzy because he'll be snoring. And then you started and I was like, oh, fuck, now I'm never going to get to sleep.
As I've said, if anyone listening out there, if we're ever sleeping in the same room and I'm snoring, just wake me up.
No. I could tell I wasn't going to be able to get to sleep anyway, so I was like, I might as well let you enjoy your slumber.
I did have a dream that you were tickling my knob, so maybe that was you trying to wake me up.
I should try and find it. I think I've got a sleep app that records noises and shit. I should see if it picked up any of you snoring.
So funny. My parents have that, and Dad had it, and it wasn't picking up his snoring. It was picking up Mum's, and then it like plays it back. Is that a similar thing?
Yeah, mine's lots of coughing.
But yeah,
sleep talking.
Also, had a legend of a roommate down there as well. Shout out to Robbie, the PT. The man can run a pop-up shop.
Holy fuck.
He's fucking good. Oh,
There's
really?
so much talking, dude. And snoring.
Talking?
Hold on, let me connect my phone to this thing and we'll play some of it.
Just while we're doing that.
Better Blokes podcast.
Yeah, Better Blokes. It's a great idea of a pod as well. So go give him a listen. He's been plugging away for a while. Essentially, it's a podcast about being a better version of yourself. Yeah. So, good shit.
So there's lots of sleep talking, lots of talking, and then lots of snoring.
That sounds demonic, dude.
There's heaps of it. I wonder if any of the talking actually makes sense. This could be fucked.
Couldn't get to sleep last night. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, that was 7:20. So that was obviously when we were actually like away.
Damn. What's the sleep time?
Because one day you just go to that really cool. And other people thinking.
What? What's that?
I don't know. Just me fucking. That's just me sleep talking and you fucking snoring in the background. Oh, we'll have to go through all that later. Fucking hell. Oh,
Good as well. I woke Darcy up on Saturday just like I woke him up almost every morning in Sydney with a fart.
Yeah. Strike rate continues for that.
Yeah, it was good. But we ended up having a massive Saturday night.
So
went out with
our flight was 7 a.m. on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And we did the maths. We worked it out before we went out on Saturday because we're probably going to have a big night. So let's figure this out. So we had to be at the airport at 6.
Yep.
We're staying about an hour away. So I think I booked a cab for 5:15.
Yeah.
I booked it on the cab app, so it was
Yeah.
like scheduled, so we weren't going to miss it. So we were all set, and then we had 1,000 beers. Shout out to that lady in the kebab shop. I've got so many videos of Clutzy with his shirt off, like dancing with this old lady in the kebab shop.
Yeah, it was sick.
It was
and
sick.
The guys behind the shop, actually, it was so funny. Yesterday, Hummer from Bluebet, he was like, "Oh yeah, there's a Turkish joint and a kebab shop."
Which one were you in?
And then he just saw, we didn't even start playing the video. He goes, "Oh, yep, Turkish
All
shop."
you could see in the
It was
video
the
as well
roof.
was Clutzy, and I'm filming from like down up, so you can just see the roof. And he's like, "Oh, that's a Turkish one." And I was like, "Fuck, you must know
Yeah,
it pretty
and we
well
were
if you know what
like-
the roof looks like."
Yeah, we were like, "What the fuck?" And he goes, "Oh, mate, I only spent every Saturday there for at least 10 years." I was like, "Fucking hell, weapon." But, we sort of said to each other, we were like, we'll have a big night and we'll have a bit of fun, but like, we'll call it at a reasonable
Yeah,
time.
because we can't miss our flight home.
Can't miss the flight. And then we had way too good of a time. Heaps of frothies in Melbourne
Yeah,
as well.
shout out to
everyone that we met down there. Can't remember names because, we were
Can't
blind.
remember anything.
The
I don't even
only
remember
one I
we went-
remember is Angus, who's an oyster farmer in Tassie.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
So sick.
So hopefully go down there and shuck some oysters with the boys.
Clutzy told me that we actually ended up at the second pub, and I didn't even remember that at all.
But yeah, that was a telltale sign of what happened that night.
Yeah.
We ended up with all the Budgie guys, bunch of the Waratahs players. They were fucking mad blokes, real good fellas. I actually got to meet. I think I spoke about it for people who are new to the pod or didn't listen 2 years ago when no one listened.
So most of you, yeah.
Yeah, most of you out there. My rugby club, I do baptisms for the new players.
Yeah.
And I booked a weekend away with my missus up in Mullaney, which is in the hinterland of Sunshine Coast.
Yeah.
And they kept pushing back this fucking baptisms. And the weekend I was away was when they were going to do them. And this bloody bloke who was still playing for the Wallabies, he was coming back for his, it was like a return game to footy. Played his only game for Jeeps, Dane Hallett-Pede.
Yeah.
And he was a weapon fullback. So good. And he came and stuck around and got baptised and everything. And it's something that, I had a lovely weekend, but fuck, I've regretted not ever
Baptising a wallaby
into our club. And I saw him and I was like, that's fucking him. Like, that has to be him. And I was up at the bar at the same time and I was like, mate, this is going to sound incredibly weird, but like 2 years ago you played for Jeeps at Ashgrove up in Brisbane. He goes, yeah, I did actually. I was like, well, mate, I was meant to baptise you that day and dress up as the priest, but I was away for a weekend with my missus and I was like, fuck, this sucks. And he just laughed and he's like, dude, that's so whack. And we had a bit of a chat. So shout out to Dane Hallett-Pede, absolute weapon of a bloke. Lots of people getting around in Melbourne as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a big night there. Myself and Liam from Budgie ended up at a Moana Pacifica after party downstairs. We were the only white people in there just trying to dance and getting laughed at by a lot of people. Yeah. So we got out of there pretty quickly. Went up to the Swan Hotel, which, Das had no idea where we were at. And then we were just like, man, we probably should go.
Yeah.
But we'll just stay up. And then went back got the HSPs, had a bit of a dance with the locals in the Turkish restaurant there, and then stayed up with the Budgie people. And
literally by the time I got home, it was like 4. So we're like, well, we may as well, like, there's no point in going to bed for an hour now. We may as well just stay up. Yeah.
And then Jimmy got a text saying your flight's been cancelled. We all laughed and we kept sitting around talking and he just didn't really respond.
Yeah. And
he's like, nah, bro, like your flights have been cancelled. Had to rebook. Eventually got them back up at 11:30. One detail about Jimmy that we found out on the weekend, and we're not here to king shame.
No.
The man loves feet.
Loves feet.
Loves feet. Probably going to do something soon. I need to organise it a bit better because Well, we weren't on the piss at that stage, but then we got on the piss and forgot what we'd actually asked. But in the ordinary rig text chat, we requested photos of everyone's feet.
Yeah.
And without even questioning it, I reckon there was 5 responses within a minute of just
sitting
feet.
through feet. Yeah.
So,
someone got his missus to take the photo as well. Like you could tell it wasn't. You could tell it wasn't taken from his own angle.
And then someone
So
zoomed in
funny.
on my pinky toe and they
Yeah.
were like, what the fuck is with this freak?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the one I broke and dislocated. It's the odd one out. It hurts when it rains.
Yeah. That's when it rains.
Well, sometimes when it's really cold or there's a bit of moisture in the air, it gets really sore. Have you ever heard that about people with like fuck knees? No. My old man gets with his knee. Whenever it gets
Must be in your
cold or
genes.
it's about to rain, his knee gets a bit
it's
sore.
in your genes.
Yeah, it is.
That's his knee. It's in his genes. Sorry.
Basically, I could have had a career as a weatherman.
Yeah.
The easiest job in the world.
Yeah. We've said it before. We'll say it again.
Yeah, we have. But no, once again, big shout out to Budgie. We had such a good time with them. It was fucking awesome.
We took videos for the whole weekend, so I'm gonna try and stitch together a vlog once my brain starts functioning normally again, which will probably be next week sometime.
Yeah, I agree.
But fuck, it was a tough flight on the way home, eh?
It was. Das was asleep. I kept nodding off, but then like because my head would violently go forward, I'd then wig out and then my gut would start feeling shit.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking about vomiting.
Yeah.
I didn't feel sick, and then I started thinking about it, and I was like, geez, it'd be terrible to vomit here.
Yeah, one of the worst places.
So I spent an hour sweating trying
Shout out to the
vomit.
Melbourne bathroom. Went to take a shit before our flight, and the toilets just weren't flushing. So I was like, well, I'm going to hold on to this then.
Yeah, I went to the disabled toilet.
Saw Davo Slots at the airport.
Yeah, shout out to Davo Slot. That man, very quick walker.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because he's tall with long strides and he takes the normal amount of strides, or if he's just a quick walker by trade. But really wanted to go say good day to him, but he literally just motored away from us.
Unbelievable stuff.
Pretty impressive. But yeah, we did fly back up. We got back about midday, 12:30, and got our shit together and went to Suncorp Stadium for what was actually one of the fucking sickest things I've been to.
Absolutely.
You know, like, we are not Finns members. We're not Finns supporters.
No.
Well, I sort of am a supporter now. They're not my team.
Yeah.
Number 3 on my list now.
Yeah. You don't
shout out to
hate
Queensland.
them.
Don't hate them. No. There's a lot of talk about hating them, but you can't really hate them because they're a Queensland team.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
we don't hate the Cowboys.
No, we don't.
No. We love the Cowboys.
Titans, they're a little bit iffy because they are on the border, but
Yeah.
they are cool too.
Especially the Roosters. I fucking hate the Roosters.
Yeah.
So
But it was so sick. Shout out to Bluebet. Took us along in a box for the day, and it was fucking phenomenal. The scenes in the box as well. We had the owner in there, Michael, absolute legend of a bloke. Just everyone was so happy for the Finns.
yeah.
And
The atmosphere truly was electric
it
at
was-
Suncorp Stadium yesterday.
as
Dude,
as Mark Nichols said,
Sunday Arvo footy is fucking
So good.
pretty good.
32,000 people on a
Yeah.
Sunday arvo watching rugby league in
Oh.
Brisbane.
There was epic, all the fireworks and
Yeah.
shit at the start as well.
It's pretty
Finn's
cool. And
fever was running through
I think
Brisbane.
what the coolest thing is that like there's so many people that have been at that club for years.
Yeah.
And now they're in the NRL. I saw Jesse Bromwich said something about how after the game there was literally old boys of Redcliffe in the sheds crying.
Yeah.
Because it means so much to them. So it just goes to show they've picked the right team to
Yeah.
come into the comp.
Also a perfect indication of how sick sport can be. How good it can be. And
The whole pre-game stuff as well.
Yeah.
I was mesmerised by the smoke and how it was perfectly layered as white, red, white.
unbelievable
It was
stuff.
so good. It was great. But I think the best thing is that they beat the Roosters.
Yeah.
Apparently Trent Robinson has never beaten Wayne Bennett's teams.
Really?
That Wayne Bennett is
Ever?
coach, he's never beaten Wayne Bennett.
Ever.
7-0 to Wayne.
Bullshit. Surely be more than 7 games.
Well, Trent was overseas for a while and they don't
Yeah.
always play each other, you know?
Yeah, right.
Wayne hasn't coached the last couple of years.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, apparently every game,
Sucked in Trent.
which is pretty awesome. But yeah, it was a great day. We got basically straight back on the beers.
Dude, this is going to sound stupid, and I said that and what I'm about to say as well yesterday. But You know when you have like a number of days in a row on the piss and it gets to the end and it's literally like you can't get pissed.
Yeah.
Like I pretty much drank myself sober, I reckon. I definitely wasn't sober, but like
I
by
got
that
back
stage it was like...
I got back to Caitlin's later that night, called it relatively early, but I was like, I feel fine.
Dude, I had to go to fucking dinner with my family. It was
I know.
So
you had so much head noise about it as well. It was so funny.
Got there. How was your weekend? I was like...
Help me.
Pretty good, yeah.
But no, it was awesome seeing the fins. That was just sick. I'll never forget that. As I forgot the fella's name and I feel terrible for it because we had a massive conversation.
Might have been Tony, but I don't know if I'm making that up.
But he was like, people are going to ask, like, where were you for the first Dolphins game? He was like, we were fucking here.
Yeah.
And we fucking
literally banging on the walls.
Yeah.
We had an entrepreneurial business school next to us, and we were in the blue bet box. I think they were a bit taken aback.
Yeah,
by
they
the
all
boys.
just looking.
The boys were fucking going off.
They were
banging on the walls and shit.
They
the
were.
CEO's like fucking CEO of blue bets, like smacking on the glass, like going
getting
mental.
into it. It was just sick.
It was sick.
There's a lot of former. Brent Tate was up there as well.
Yeah, we saw Brent
There's a lot of
Tate.
former
Saw
players.
Jared Wallace yesterday.
Yeah, Jared Wallace.
Yeah.
Dude, he's a unit.
Huge unit.
Bloke is a unit. Sean O'Sullivan as well.
Yeah, thick boy.
He is quite big.
Yeah.
For a seven.
You forget, like, because they're all out there, they all
Yeah.
look fucking the same size, but they're all
Yeah.
massive.
They are all massive.
Yeah.
There's no real small boys.
No.
But yeah, it was great to see Queensland get the dub in all 4 games on the weekend that they played in, which we'll get into on tomorrow's pod.
Yeah. You know what's one thing that's shit about the weekend? I feel like when you go to the games, it's very different to watching it at home. Like, you miss a lot. There's no commentary to, like, point shit out. It's obviously awesome, especially if the atmosphere is like it was on Sunday.
Electric.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But, like, I reckon if I watched that replay of the Dolphins game, there'd be so many things that I didn't actually pick up there. So we had 2 games of footy. We were at 2 games of footy on Sunday, 2 games on Saturday, a game on Sunday.
Yeah.
Broncos we missed because we were in the air.
But
I barely watched
it.
I barely watched any proper football this whole round.
Yeah.
Footy's back and I haven't watched a game. So I'm going to have to...
Of league.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Like, I was at dinner Thursday night.
Yeah.
Flying Friday night.
I see where you're coming from now. Yeah, fuck.
Dude, an insight.
That's
I was going to text you this and tell you today, but I thought I'd leave it for here.
Yeah.
An insight into my level of head noise on the flight home. As we were getting on the plane, I put airplane mode on, and then I had a playlist. I'm just going to put this playlist on Spotify.
Oh, no.
Just put my headphones in so I can sleep, so it's better than the...
Yep.
Did that. I was like in and out of consciousness the whole way home.
You were.
When we got back to Brisbane, I realised when we landed that there was only 2 songs on that playlist downloaded. So for 2 hours, I listened to them on repeat and did not notice until we landed. Is that not fucked?
That is
2
so
songs
fucked.
on repeat for 2 hours and didn't notice till we landed.
What were the 2 songs?
2 Fred again songs.
Yeah, pull me out.
Yeah, I can't even remember. I just remember it was so fucked when we landed. Like, one finished and then another one came on and then we're back to that one. I was like, oh, that's really weird that happened. And that look was like, holy shit, that's been happening for the last 2 hours and I haven't noticed.
That's pretty good for Fred though. Like, that gets his plays up on Spotify.
Yeah, just 2 hours of non-stop streaming.
I think I messaged it in our other chat, but insight into my head noise. I was so keen to just get off the plane that literally as we were going over the Gateway Bridge, I almost shed a tear.
Dude, didn't you think that we were stopping at the Gold Coast?
No, this is another bit of head noise. So they were like cabin crew, like seatbelt signs on. They're like, oh, stuck getting ready for landing. And I look out to my right and I was like, because I looked at the time, I was like, holy fuck, there's no way. Like, we're meant to be landing in another 20 minutes. Like, this is fucked. I had to look out the side and I was like, that's the coastline. I was like, that doesn't look like fucking Moreton Bay. And we started going down lower and lower, but a lot lower, quicker than what I'm used to. And the clouds disappeared. I have a look. I was like, that's a fucking Q1. I was like, these cunts think we're going to the Gold Coast. I was like, we're on the wrong flight. Holy shit. I started not freaking out, but going like, oh my God, we're going to have to do a Denon Camp and get a fucking cab from the Gold Coast straight to Suncorp.
Yeah.
I was fully prepared for it as well. I was like, oh well, we got to do what you got to do.
Come this far, we may as well.
That's it. And then I was like, oh, this is going to be a hectic turn because I'm pretty sure the airport's down near Kirra. And if we're here, like Kirra's back there. And I went, oh, You dumb fuck. We'd be like 10, 15 minutes from Brisbane at the moment. So we're just progressively getting lower and lower. So it's an easy flight. Like, fucking hell.
Oh, fuck, man.
But yeah, that was a genuine thought that went through my head.
It's concerning having those sorts of thoughts.
Yeah, it is.
You know what else is a trick for young punters out there? If you have a bit of a big weekend like we did and you go to the office on Monday, what I like to do, and not even if you have a big weekend, I always do this, is treat myself to KFC or something disgusting on Mondays. Yeah. But if it's been an extra big weekend, order extra food.
Yeah.
Put it in the work fridge.
Yeah, no, that's there tomorrow.
Yeah, but forget about it. Because you know what's going to happen tomorrow? I'm going to go home and cook pesto pasta for dinner because there's nothing else in the house because we haven't been home and I haven't done groceries. Yeah. And it's going to be so boring and like plain. And then I'm going to open the fridge in the morning and go, get the fuck in there.
Wicked Wings.
Wicked Wings are in the fucking fridge, baby.
That's so good. Also, if anyone works at KFC, particularly in their head office, please reach out because we'd love to get on board with you.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
Literally just a product we believe in wholeheartedly.
Yeah, we do. Don't go with Donny Sports though. Speaking of head noise, I experienced a lot today. A lot, and it was my own doing, but I didn't know that I'd done it. At 10:20 today, I sent a random photo.
Oh my god, this is fucked.
Of a weapon from Destiny 2. It's a
Is
game
that what it was?
Yeah. So I haven't played this game in ages, but I'm still in this group chat.
Yeah.
I'm jumping back on. There's a new fucking season of it. It's come back out, like new storyline. Got to get into it. I literally bought this game like 7 years ago. I've been playing this game for almost 10 years. There's 2 of them, and it's continuous. It means a lot to me now. But someone had said they got the weapon and whatever they run, like whatever the stats were for it. So somehow my ass has opened up that chat and then forwarded that image to like 10 or 20 people. Das was one of them.
I got it and I was like, what the fuck is this? And Klutz, I can't remember what you said to me, but it was like, this is fucked. I didn't mean to send that to you or something like that.
But where are we?
There.
Yeah, so I'll have a look. I just said for some reason this is sent to so many people. There's a girl on here that I went to preschool with. And we've been friends on Facebook for, I would say, 10, 13 years.
But last time you spoke to her?
Never, ever sent her a message. 10:20 a.m. You forwarded an image. The Arbalest linear fusion rifle. Enemies defeated 72. It's got all these stats on it. And I had so much head noise because I was like, well, you can't unsend the photo because then it looks so weird.
Yeah.
I was just like, no idea what's happened here. Sorry.
When's the last time you would have spoken to her in person?
Over 10 years ago. Like literally high school.
Fuck.
So that happened. Man. And there was a few boys from footy it happened to. Yeah, Dylan, all good, mate.
That's so funny.
One of them was like, sweet, we'll catch up for a beer at Jeep soon. I was like, awesome. But literally, I was just like, oh my God, like this is so
This is the worst.
noisy.
This is not what you need on a noisy Monday.
Didn't need it at that point as well.
No.
The sun had just started coming out. I was sweating so much. Yeah, so shout out to Head Noise. It is everywhere.
Did you want to talk about the name thing that you were talking about before? Or we saved that for another week.
What name thing?
The bloke who shares a name. You said you wanted to start some beef online.
Oh, yeah, no, we got to do this. So, we're chatting with a couple of blokes from Bluebet yesterday. And Hawsey's been around for a while. And he said there's this fella. I hit him up from a radio station that's from here about possible sponsorship. And he's known him for a bit. He said, oh, look, I'm not really looking at radio. We're more doing podcasts. This bloke asked what podcasts that they're working with because he started his own couple of podcasts on the side of radio. And he mentioned us. And then he goes, is that like Buddy Brink Beers? Is that like Klutzy? Yeah, like he's one of the boys as Klutz and Dars. He goes, did he steal my name? It's fucking Lutzy from Nova Radio. Thinks I've gone ahead and stolen his name and chuck a C in the front. Little does he know that I've carried the name Clutterbug for 28 years and almost a month. You know?
Lutzy is like radio royalty in Brizzy as well.
He is. But the man thinks I've gone and stolen his name. So, look, Lutzy, we're big fans, but fuck me. I'm not out there to steal your thunder, bro.
My parents, well, your parents don't even really call you that because it's their name. Like, it's your dad's name. You know what I mean?
I inherited it. It's
Yeah.
been around for a while.
And
Now, I'm sure you've got your name as well, Lutz. But
Yeah, with the first name like Josh, you're never going to get called Josh. You know what I mean? Like, you're always going to be Clutzy.
yeah, exactly. Josh is like a very simple name.
There's too many Joshes. Like,
There's a lot of
I don't know a
Joshes.
Josh that gets called Josh.
There's not many Clutzies.
No, shit, no. That's why nicknames
And
are
there's
around.
not many
mate.
Lutzies.
That's why nicknames happen because
It is. They're unique to the person.
exactly.
They are unique. So,
Except in your case, because your nicknames are very similar, aren't they?
yeah, I know. Well, now he thinks that I'm trying to steal his thunder. So, look, if you threaten, mate, be threatened.
Yeah, have us on the radio and we'll hash it out.
Get us on the radio, mate, or jump on the pod with us one time.
Yeah.
So maybe we're going to bring it back this week. Maybe a power of the pod.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Let's all smash Lutzy on fucking
Yeah.
Instagram. Get into him.
Say he stole Clutzy's name.
Yeah. Yes. Power of the pod this week. You stole Clutzy's name. We're coming for you, Lutzy. We're coming for you.
We'll find a post.
You're just at the top of Caxton Street, mate. There's only one Lutzy or Clutzy on Caxton Street. See you at the Caco.
All right. Was there anything else you wanted to cover off this week?
Mate, I don't think so.
Definitely not your normal podcast, but we thought we'd have to come on and just wrap up the weekend away. And well, Sunday was here, but you know what I mean. The weekend it was a large one.
Yeah, it was. And once again, just shout out to a couple of people that have been backing us in the last few months. Budgie Smuggler and Bluebet.
Bloke in a bar.
Bloke in a bar. Everyone's gone the big lift.
Yep.
It's fucking awesome. So, and thanks once again to everyone out there who's listening. We wouldn't be able to be doing this shit without you guys. So,
100%.
look, got a lot of exciting things happening in the next couple of weeks, next couple of months.
We've got some cool plans in place. Well, not
do.
in place, but we're talking about doing some cool stuff with some cool people. So stay tuned for that.
See how we go. All right.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.